Today we're going to be checking out culture shocked Americans share the things they didn't realize were so American. Yeah, I already know this is going to be a good video, so let's jump straight into this.
Americans of Reddit. What is something you didn't realize was typically American
Right.
until you went abroad?
This
Having
is
your
going to be
drink
good.
constantly refilled at restaurants. I just want to drink a ton of water, alright. Garbage disposals in sinks.
Listen, I hate the fact that you guys have free refills, and in the UK, bro, getting a refill alone, you have to pay for a refill, and getting another one is so long.
When I moved to the UK, my flatmates asked how in movies people would stick their hands in the sink drain, and it'd be ripped apart.
Huh?
I told them about garbage disposals and they were very weirded out.
Wait, could you actually put your hand in a garbage disposal and... Yeah, we have them in the UK.
Red plastic cups for parties. So much so that people outside US use them as an accessory to American themed parties.
True.
I doubt this is restricted to America in any way, but when I studied abroad in the UK, the lack of public drinking laws was a bit of a culture shock.
Oh, really?
Being able to walk outside with a bottle of beer was very freeing.
Oh, wow.
Beer is apparent.
Yeah, because you guys can't actually drink outside. See, I don't see many people drinking outside, but you're not going to get in trouble. I don't think anyone's got in trouble for drinking outside, so.
Apparently disgusting, and an offense to most of the world's palate.
I've never tried
Having
it.
plenty of free bathrooms around for the public to use. When I went...
Wait, I don't
Having
get
plenty of
this.
free bathrooms around for the public to use.
I don't get this. I've seen this a few times. People think you have to pay for bathrooms in the UK. Bro, do you know how rare it is? I've only ever had to pay for one bathroom in the UK, right? In my whole entire life. And it was because it was at a holiday resort. And I think they've actually took it down now. I'm not too sure. But like, yeah, we have free bathrooms. What?
When I went to Australia, I found out very quickly that no one down there roots for a team. They go for a team. So when I said I root for the Red Sox, I got a lot of weird looks.
Wait, what? In Australia, I found out very quickly, no one down there roots for a team. They go for a team. I go for it. Oh, both are weird to me.
Rooting means F-ing in Australian.
Oh!
We got a lot of weird looks. Rooting means F-ing in Australian.
Wait. Yo, so like, if you go to Australia, I didn't know that. If you go to Australia, I'd be like, oh, I'm really rooting for you, man. Is that like, oh, you really want to, okay.
Free public restrooms. When I visited Europe, I thought it was the strangest thing that you had to pay to use a public restroom.
No, that don't
There's
happen.
a big shortage of water fountains once you leave the US, I've noticed.
Oh,
Sugar.
really?
When I visited Japan, even some of their sweetest desserts pale in comparison to how much sugar is in American
I can
food.
imagine that. I
Not
can
an
imagine
American, but I can always spot Americans at the airport because they take off their shoes at security, even if it's
Wait.
not required.
that. Wait, you take your shoes off in security? Wait, what? Like, always? Why?
Portion sizes. My high school senior trip to London. As a typically ravenous appetite 18-year-old, I couldn't get over how small everything
Yeah.
was standard.
I've seen your guys' portion
Dressing like
sizes.
to do stuff like grocery shop. Went to the Netherlands for about 2 weeks, and we never saw anyone dressing comfy like.
Oh,
Everyone
really?
looked nice, everywhere, at all hours.
You know what? I've seen this before. Americans like to like go in comfy, just lounge with whatever, right? Just like whatever you want to put on. I suppose in the UK it's like 50-50. I don't know, like people do kind of look nice, but you do see people just in comfy wear.
Catch me walking through Walmart at 3 AM and him wearing old PJs.
Oh, they wear
Whatever shirt I
PJs?
happen to exist in, and him probably not wearing socks. I was struck by the extent to which nobody talks to strangers in Northern Europe. Even in big cities in the US,
Right.
people will talk to each other sometimes in line, on the subway.
This is true. In the UK, strangers don't talk to you, man. You don't talk to people. You just, you know what I mean? They stay in their own lane and stuff. No one ever, yeah, this is true.
Etc.
Very
Not deep
true.
conversations, but it isn't weird to make casual conversation.
Right, that does happen in the UK.
How large grocery stores are here? My wife is not American, and we lived in China, and were in HK all the time. They had large international stores that were great, and she didn't really grasp the size of American grocery stores till our first week in the
Oh,
USA.
really?
And there's 150 feet of cereals on one aisle.
Huh?
being friendly to an extent. I checked in at a hostel and walked into the lounge area where people from all over the world were just chilling. I kinda introduced myself to the whole room and someone goes, "You're from the States, yeah?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how do you know?" They said, "Only an American will walk into a room of strangers and introduce themselves to everybody."
Yo, that is cool though. See, people in the UK aren't doing that. Me, myself, I'm not gonna do that really. But like, that is cool. That's cool. You're confident.
My British friend makes fun of me for how much cheese I use in my cooking. Doesn't
really?
stop her from inhaling my potato casseroles, but there you go. Buying stuff and the cashier putting your items in a plastic or paper bag. Went to Germany and found it strange they don't bag your items.
Huh?
Everyone just brings their own bag or dumps their stuff in a backpack.
Huh? In a backpack? In the UK, it is more common now to bring your own like previous bags that you bought from the shop to save bags. But no, like when I go there, I get a plastic bag. And they'll do it or I'll do it if I'm on self-service. Yeah, I don't know about Germany. They're putting it in backpacks and stuff. Fair enough.
Measuring walking/driving distance in blocks.
Okay.
It's the unit of measure I use most frequently when giving directions. The restaurant is 3 blocks away.
Yeah, good luck in the UK. 3 blocks away? Huh? Would you mean blocks? Would you mean blocks?
Go south 1 block and then 2 blocks west. I live 6 blocks from the grocery store. It wasn't until I studied abroad in England and got a complete blank look when I asked someone how many blocks away the library was that I realized using block as a measurement only makes sense in cities.
It's only because in America, you guys are designed very well and like organized. So you're designed in blocks, right? Whereas in the UK, we're just everywhere and everywhere. There's no blocks don't mean anything.
That were largely pre-planned and built on grid system.
Yeah, on a grid system.
Not many places outside the US. S'mores. I was in New Zealand having a bonfire on the beach and someone went and grabbed a bag of marshmallows and then everyone just ate them by themselves. And someone from Sweden asked me if s'mores were a real thing or
What's
only on
s'mores?
TV. I was flabbergasted. This all could be due in part to the fact other places don't tend to have graham crackers.
What's s'mores?
Massively wide roads/lanes. The whole of Ireland made me feel claustrophobic. But when I got back home the roads felt like way too much wasted space.
Yeah, I've seen American roads and UK roads. Oh wow, we can't have big trucks. You won't be able to go down most of the roads.
4-hour stores. It's weird not being able to buy random shit 4 AM.
You know what? Actually, UK, we did have a lot of 24-hour shops, right? But then ever since COVID, they stopped. Now they shut early. I don't like what? I don't know what's happened.
Cold drinks. Every European country I visited, the drinks would best be described as cool, but definitely not cold like in the US.
Right, I'd prefer that.
It is a Japanese culture to always greet someone as a sign of respect, but I feel uneasy that Americans sometimes looks at you and do a half smile while not saying anything. The stereotype about us being loud is true.
Right,
I never thought of myself as being loud until I went abroad and would hang up the phone after speaking in what I thought was appropriate volume to find everyone around me was staring at me and realized how much more quiet they were. All whoops. Ask any soldier after multiple deployments what one of the most remarkable things about America, and it would be massive grocery stores.
Really?
Road trips.
Yeah, your grocery stores must be massive.
At least just jumping in the car and driving a few hours without giving it much thought. I live in a large western state, and it seems at least every other weekend my family and I were in the car traveling for a few hours to see some sights.
Oh, really?
Going to Mexico or another state. I have relatives in Switzerland and they were going to drive us to the Frankfurt airport, and I was blown away how big of a deal it was to them. My uncle had the car inspected, shopped around for gas, and printed off travel and weather reports.
Right.
All for a trip my dad would have said, "Hey, let's do this."
Right, okay, yep, I feel them on this. Listen. A long journey to me is past 2 hours. If I'm going past 2 hours, I gotta prepare myself. I gotta get the petrol. I gotta get some food, some snacks, and I gotta prepare for the long drive. To you guys, that's not a long drive.
This week.
It's crazy.
In the car, kids. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah,
On
I've
a
never had
related
them.
note, no, Vegemite and butter are not an adequate substitution. You know who you are.
Wait, Vegemite. Who has Vegemite? One of my viewers on Twitch actually got me Vegemite, and I was gonna try it, and I smelled it, and yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But I know Australia eats Vegemite because he was from Australia, so.
Keeping Econ 100% of the time in the summer.
That'd be so nice.
Visited Madrid for about a month to see the exchange student we housed, and found that they typically only turn on AC at night to sleep, or when it reaches a damned 105 F. Eating a burger.
Americans have it on 24/7. Oh, listen, it's so hot in the UK right now. We got no AC. It's just, oh, it's awful.
And fries with your hands. I just assumed everyone did this. I went to Sweden with my boyfriend and we stopped at a burger joint. Small local place. When the chef heard we were American, he immediately wanted us to try a specialty burger he made and tell him what we thought about it. They were all excited when we picked it up with our hands and we realized everyone else in the place was using a fork and knife.
Oh no.
Burger was 11/10. Water pressure.
No, listen, you got. I hate, like, how do people eat a burger with a knife and a fork? I don't get it. It's too big. You gotta pick it up.
All showers are like a flower watering pot. I like to feel my shower. Like, make the pressure strong enough to tear my skin off, then back it off like 10%. I grew up in the US and moved to Europe about 10 years ago. I learned quickly to get out of the habit of smiling or saying hello to strangers on the street. I didn't understand why people found it so off-putting at first. Because
it's just we're not used to it. I don't know why. Yeah, it's just not a thing in the UK. People just don't do it. So if someone did it, they'll be like, do you want something?
Because I thought I was simply being polite. A European friend explained that it comes across as funny/untrustworthy and puts people on their guard. It can still be hard sometimes to shake the feeling that I'm being rude by not smiling at everyone I pass by. Here in the States.
No, to be fair, like, people do nod and smile at each other in the UK. It's just we don't really have the stranger conversation.
Pregnancy announcements, reveals, baby showers are mainstream, but it's generally a big no-no to bring it up in Kenya.
Oh, really?
My mom found out the hard way. Essentially, asking someone when the baby is due is the equivalent of asking the person when did you and your husband F, which is considered extremely rude.
Oh, wow.
The lady my mom
what?
asked was gracious about it, but said if we were not such good friends I would have slapped you. I'm not American, but visit the US a lot, and I tell you, almost all Americans has this habit of giving the half-smile look to anyone. That is not just normal anywhere else. Getting to choose from like 50 different types and subtypes of sodas. Hearing commercials
I've seen all your different Cokes. Oh my god. It'd be bad if I lived in America. It'd be very bad.
advocating you to go to the doctor and demand a prescription for whatever fantasy pill is new to the market
weird.
on the radio like it is no big deal.
That is weird.
Going out to a restaurant. In America, you are seated as soon as possible. And then they bring you drinks, appetizers, entree, dessert, and then check as quick as they possibly can, if it's good service, for a total time of 45 minutes to an hour and a half-ish. Staying past this time is seen as—
Oh, in the UK, you could be waiting 45 minutes for the bill. Like, some place, and I've had it before, not all the time. Don't think like you're going to go to a place and you're going to be waiting so long. A lot of the time, they'll get it as quick as possible. But I'm telling you right now, I've waited 100% 45 minutes a couple times for the bill.
a bit rude.
100%.
In Europe, going out to eat seemed to be more of an event that you slowly enjoyed for a longer period of time. First, they bring you drinks and an appetizer for the first hour. Then the second hour is the entree and dessert.
Oh, I never
then it's
do
more
stars.
drinks for another half hour or so. I don't know if it's because we were American, but it seemed like the wait staff everywhere we went was annoyed that we were rushing them when we just thought it was bad service and didn't understand.
No, they're just annoyed in general. They're not annoyed that you're rushing them. They would be annoyed whatever you did.
Stand the routine. The prices abroad don't add tax after the fact. You pay what the price shows.
Yep.
No need to figure the tax. Dumb that we do that here.
Yep.
Shorts. I swear.
Nice and simple.
There are 14 million people in Istanbul, and I was the only one wearing shorts.
No way.
Not American. But I found out that having an electric kettle is mandatory in every home like toilet paper.
Yep,
or
100%.
whatever. Canadian for reference.
100%. In the UK, there won't be a house without a kettle. There won't be.
How are you? Being used in place of hello
An
even
electric
with
one.
strangers. In the US, how are you needs, only to be replied with good, you, almost as a way of saying hi. Elsewhere people don't really know how to respond when a stranger asks how are you doing, or how's it going.
Yeah. If someone says how are you, I'll be like, yeah, good, you.
An art history course in Italy. What really stood out to me was the size of cars over there. Over here you have a mix of mid-sized sedans and pickup trucks / SUVs, with the occasional compact car. Back when I went, compact cars here were incredibly scarce. Over there, it seemed like most everyone drove a compact car, with the occasional...
Look, we have smaller... This is Italy, but UK is kind of... We have smaller roads. We gotta have smaller cars.
Sports car. I remember counting 6 pickup trucks in the 10 days I was there. For comparison, I can name more than 6 people I know with a pickup here. Parenting roles falling almost exclusively on the mother. Going to Denmark was weird. Almost all strollers were pushed by dads. There was billboards with dads snuggling with their babies, and they were much more loving and affectionate than I've ever seen.
Oh wow.
How colorful people dress. In pretty much every European country I've been to, people dress with really neutral colors without big logos or graphics. In America it's pretty common to have people dress in bright colors, or have a shirt with a cool graphic on it. Europeans dress pretty fashionable, but they aren't very expressive when it comes to clothing.
I can see that.
Huge amounts of personal space. I know everywhere.
Wait guys, do you guys think I'm not very expressive? To be fair, I do have a big logo on the back. So maybe like the back is expressing, but not the front.
As the concept of a personal bubble, but for Americans, it's more like a personal iron curtain. Now I can't unsee the lengths that Americans will go to be far away from other people. Next time you get on an elevator or a metro in America, look at how perfectly spaced out everyone is standing to maximize the distance to other people.
That's nice. That is very nice. Everyone, yeah, everyone's just so close by and just... You could be rubbing shoulders and stuff. Yeah, no, I like that. Really, really interesting video. I actually enjoyed that a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, make sure you put thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/UploadG. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.